So when we're looking at any warm-up, what we want to start with is some form of mobility. And as you can see here, I'm doing some cogs. And what this is really doing is just waking up my body. I'm getting all the joints in my spine, my scapula, like my head's rotating on the top of the spine as well. And also I'm getting the glutes and the pelvis moving as well. So I'm just priming myself. I'm like synchronizing the upper body and the lower body. Now, when we're warming up, we want to take it nice and steady. So just starting off with a walk, nice and slow. You can ramp up the speed as you go through. As you'll see here as well, I'm starting to incorporate the breath hold. So I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out normally, and then just holding. And I'll do this through the full warm up. Now, the warm up is going to take approximately 7 to 15 minutes, all right? And you incorporate the breath holds as you move through, and the intensity increases as well. The whole point of the warm up is to ensure that the body starts moving the blood to the areas of the body that are being worked. Therefore, the oxygen delivery is going to be increased on top of that as well, so we perform to the best standard. And that can take from 7 to 15 minutes. So the warm-up is incredibly important if you want to perform to the highest level. Okay, now, if we do this, it's going to reduce recovery time post-session, reduce soreness, but also prime us for that session and prevent injury on top of that. So as you can see, breath holds, started walking, done some mobility, and then just over the next few minutes, I'm just going to incorporate a few more dynamic mobility things in here. So you can see I'm doing some heel flicks, just raising that up, not even all the way on that one there. And I'm just running, focusing on form, and then sort of about 50% of the way up and bringing my knees there as I'm running forward, but it's still nice and light. And in between that, I'll do a breath hold as well. So it's just nice, smooth and controlled as we move through. And as you can see on the treadmill there, I'm just incrementally bringing the pace up. But the whole time I'm thinking form, form, form. So I'm thinking about my foot position, bringing my feet up, not allowing my heel to come too high. The upper body position, you can see there, I'm pushing the hands down and the upper body's in synergy. And then there's some more dynamic mobility there where I'm just doing some toe flicks as well. Okay, so we're waking up the body, we're getting the feet to move, I'm waking up the calves, but I'm doing it in a low intensity, low impact way, just to get the blood flow into the parts of the body and also warm up the muscles as well. So 2 key points: we want to raise the body's core temperature, but we also want to raise the temperature within the muscles as well. And that is the point of the warm up, alongside shunting the blood to the areas of the body that are going to be working and used, so we perform to the highest standard. Okay, so as you can see, just incrementally bringing up the pace bit by bit by bit. On this warm up here, I spent 2 minutes at super easy, so a walk to a light jog, and then I bring it up for the next 2 minutes to an easy pace before bringing it into a threshold, sub-threshold for about 60 seconds. So you'll watch me now bring up the pace a little bit more, okay? So you can see now, stride has opened up, upper body is rotating nicely. You can see the hands are being pressed down, almost like hammering in front of my body. The upper body is in tandem there. And also you'll notice that my heels aren't coming up too much, all right? So we're focusing on form, 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 economy the whole time that we're doing this. See, now I'm starting to get a little bit of a sweat on, but also I'm still incorporating those breath holds contained within this. Okay, they're going to be shorter now, but by doing those breath holds, we're going to elevate CO2, so carbon dioxide within the body, which is priming our body for the session and aiding with oxygen delivery, but it's also working on our carbon dioxide tolerance, so we're not as breathless during exercise or performance. Now, continuing that dynamic mobility, I'm going to work on some heel flicks. Now we're going full range of motion. Only done about 20 here, so 10 each side. And then I'm going to go into some knee raises as well. But I'm really springing off my toes here. Like, it's low impact, it's not causing any muscle soreness, I'm not getting a lactic burn. Okay, I'm still going super light. I'm not going 100% here. These are a great movement, so it's squat into toe touches, so we're waking up the calves. And we're just changing the plane of movement as well. All right, so we're going to want to do flexing, extending, we want to go side to side, and we also want some rotational work in there in the warm-up, so we're taking the body through the full range of motion and different movement patterns as well. So we just got some reverse lunges here, and then we're adding sort of a kick through at the same time as well. Okay, so starting small and then adding bits on, so it's layer it on, layer it on, layer it on, switch sides, and make sure you balance both sides at the same time. Okay, and then yet again, just waking up the nervous system. So there's a couple of reps there. Now, what I'm going to show you is something called, I think they're called Shirokas. Can't really pronounce it, but we've got some rotational movement coming up. Now, these are high knee bounds, so you could almost look at them like a lunge, but they're more plyometric. You could see it on that last one there. They kind of look like this, but you'd be going on the forward motion, so you're propelling yourself forward. But equally, you can do them on the spot like you've done this, like a single leg landmine. But the moving one is going to be the one that you want to do, the high knee bounds as you're moving forward. Now here's the rotational movement. Okay, you feel a little bit odd the first few times you do this, but we're rotating through pelvis, upper body, whilst incorporating the breath work at the same time. Now, what we're going to move on to is doing some more explosive movements. So we're really ramping up the intensity. So we'll do a number of squat jumps. Just show you from a different angle as well. I'm only going down to parallel, so not the complete way. And then we're doing some explosive high knees, tuck jumps, really to wake up the